good to meet you. And I'm actually so stoked. I love talking to moms and just to hear different ways of parenting, different things they've done. I have never talked to a mom of 6.
That's a lot, right?
That's a lot. You're like running a tiny daycare within your own house. I mean, your experience just got to be through the roof. And then on top of that, you also do birth educating, and you run a boot camp where you train others to kind of do the same as well and get that education kind of.
Yes.
You're passing all of your knowledge. I mean, you're like the Wikipedia of motherhood, where other moms can like type in and be like, yo, Cheryl, what's going on? Because I'm so excited to talk to you and ask all these questions. But with kid 1, you learn something. Then second, you learn how to do 2 kids, and then they're different. Then there's third. Now you got 3 different personalities, 3 different things going on, different time. Then 4, 5, 6. I mean, what do you drive?
I drive a 12-passenger van.
Yes.
Yeah. That's actually a funny story. So when we had our 6th baby, well, before that we had a minivan, and then we got pregnant again, and I was like, we have outgrown, like, you can't put, they don't allow you to put a car seat on top of the van or anything. So we were like, we have to upgrade. I know, safety and all. And so my husband and I, we were like, we are not getting a 12-passenger van. Like, we are cooler than that. And so we're like looking at all these, all these different cars. And finally we were both like, that's really what we need, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, fine. And now we love it. It's like the best thing.
Yeah. You got the kids.
Yeah, I'm at the library because I live in the country and my internet isn't great. And so I didn't want to like mess this up. And so now
You're so sweet. Take your time and go to a different location. I always try to tell people, like, it's online, so it's super comfortable. Do whatever you need to do. And I'm sorry you had to go to a different location.
Oh,
but
no,
I like
really
all the kids passing by.
I know. It's really great.
Yeah.
They're looking in.
I feel like maybe they probably can't see me wave, but whatever.
Maybe. I don't know. That's so funny.
Tell me your story. How, like, you can start at the very beginning of who Cheryl is, but I'd love to know about your motherhood, how you got into the boot camp, how you...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just so... Once I read, so we met through a friend and I read your Instagram bio, but I was like, this girl's doing it. I'm over here struggling with one. I'm like, how do these moms have so much time to do all of these things? And you're doing it. So I want to know motherhood, boot camp, time management. Okay. Tell me about you. Yeah. Tell me your story.
Yeah. So my husband and I got married when we were 19, and we had our first baby when we were 22, or I guess I was 10 days shy of turning 22. And growing up, I babysat a lot. So I thought like, oh, this is going to be so great. And everybody always told me like, you're going to be such a good mom. You've got this, blah, blah. And it was, I think about this a lot, actually, especially like over the years. When people told me I would be a good mom, I equated that with this will be easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And when it wasn't easy, I wasn't sure I was a good mom. And so I struggled with that for a long time. Just that motherhood is hard. It's just hard. And I think it helped when I identified that, when I realized that's where that always feeling less than came from, was that it was a well-meaning comment, but it just manifested in me in a way that they didn't mean for it to, but it's just how I took it.
Yeah. Created your own expectations that you were trying to meet. Yes. And then when there's a gap, you just start instigating and investigating, okay, well, why isn't it adding up to this vision that I had for myself?
Right.
I love that comment you made. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's good. And so, and actually you nailed it when you said you had your first one and then you have your second one and realize okay, they're going to have different personalities. Because I didn't know that about children, is that they all, even though they come from the same 2 people, they're all different. And so I had the second baby who wasn't like the first one. And I had to learn how to mother him differently, how to respond to him differently. And I'm really glad that I was able to see that, because I think a lot of times, especially I feel like with my parents' generation, it was very, children act a certain way and you treat them all the certain way and they're all going to come out the same way.
Same way parenting with everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that I don't know how I did, I guess instinctively, but I picked up on the fact that this kid is going to be different than my first one. I'm going to have to do things differently with him. And then we just kept adding them every 2.5 to 3 years. So my oldest is, so I have 4 boys, 2 girls, and so I have 17, 15, 13, 10, 8, and 5.
That's
So
amazing. What an amazing gap for all of them too, because they have somebody really close age that they can kind of play with.
Yes.
Somebody a little bit older who's probably a little more responsible, kind of takes care of them if need to, steps in about certain things, but also exemplifies like a role model that they can look up to who's within family. So you have like an older friend, you know, every kid wants an older friend to hang out with, but this is your family. So I can see how that could be really cool. And I'm sure for you, it's helpful knowing that they have these, they're not only family, but they're friends. You know, they can rely on each other. They can help each other out. When did it, how do I phrase this question? I'm going to say easier for lack of a better word.
okay.
But when did it, at what number kid, because I've heard after 3, it actually becomes easier because.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah? Okay, tell me about it.
Well, okay, I will say when you have one, that's all you know. You have one, and like I think it's hard to even, until you're in it, realize that like one tiny human can take up every like waking and sleeping second of your entire life. Like it's so consuming.
That's how I feel right now. So I'm there. Okay.
Yeah. And then you have another one, and I think adding the second one is the hardest because you have 2 people that need you. Likely you have a toddler and you have a baby. So you have 2 people that need you. Yeah. When you have 3, now you're on zone defense, which can be hard. But when you add a 4th one, like your older ones are now actually helpful. And so I think, like to me, adding number 4 was probably the easiest transition because I had older kids at that point that could hold the baby for a minute or make the other one a sandwich for lunch while I was nursing the baby, or, you know, get me something that I needed. So I actually felt like I had help at that point, which was really nice.
It's funny. I often think, which is impossible, but I'm like, if only there was 2 of me, you know, because I want to constantly be with the baby and attend to all the needs. And not even that, just I don't want to miss moments. I'm super needy as a mom. Like I love her and I want to be there, and everyone's like, just take time off. And I'm like, I just love her. But there's certain things that still need to get done. I still want to do this and follow my other passions. So I'm like, if only there was 2 of me. And then the way you just described it, it made me think of like, since these are your children and you are raising them, they are mini yous. So in a way, once let's say you're at your 4th one, you do have that kind of copy of you, but who is there to help you with those things and have a pair of extra hands to be around. And another mom told me something that I thought was really cool was that she really enjoyed, because when you're playing with a baby, sometimes it's not as fun for moms. It's not very entertaining for us to read the same book or listen to the sounds, whatever. But with the kids, they all enjoy it. So she had found that her toddlers were playing a lot with the baby. And so they were all kind of just hanging out together, which allowed her more time. Yeah. Is that what you kind of see as well?
I think so too. Yeah, definitely. Like, I think them having each other, to play with and entertain each other, and I think is really helpful. Yeah, it has been for me.
I love that. I grew up in a larger family. I have 3 older brothers.
Okay.
And so I think
on some was a girl too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had 3 boys and a girl.
Did you guys have like a gender reveal? Were you nervous? Did you think it was going to be another boy? What was that about?
So our gender reveals were always when the baby came out of me.
Oh, yay! That's so surprising. That's so fun.
Yeah. With our last one, I really wanted to find out what we were having, and my husband was like, "We never find out," and I was like, "Dude, we're grown ups. We can do whatever we want."
Yeah.
And I went to the ultrasound, or 20-week ultrasound, and I wanted to tell the ultrasound, like, just give me like a little wink, girl, like, and I decided not to, because there's no way I could keep that to myself.
Yeah.
And we waited, and it was just such a like magical moment of finding out right there. So I'm glad I didn't have her wink at me.
I love that. It's hard to keep secrets, especially from
It
those you
is.
love that are awesome secrets.
Yeah.
You're just like, I want to tell you because I'm excited and I want you to be just as excited with me.
Well, and he'd probably be like, "Why are you buying all this pink stuff? Like,
Also that.
you know something I don't." So it
Also
just,
that.
just the practicality of it wouldn't have been great.
That's true. Oh, I was going to ask about the clothes. Since you have so many kids, do you keep your clothes? So then for boys and girls, you guys kept, or did you get all new? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we did the whole hand-me-down thing, and it's actually
Awesome.
really. So my last two were a boy and a girl. So number 5 was a boy, and number 6 was a girl, and so they're my last ones. So it's really weird to like get rid of those clothes that they
Oh,
like. I
and
had,
you've had them for a long time. That
yeah,
would
yeah,
like an
and to
end of an
not like,
era.
yes, yeah, I have all these empty bins up in my attic that aren't holding clothes for the next kid. So it's really weird. It's weird to move into a new phase of life that I kind of never thought that would actually happen. People told me that
Yeah.
these things would happen, and so to actually be experiencing it is totally different. It's really
Yeah.
weird.
That's so interesting.
Mhm.
I'm not struggling with one, but she really does take so much of my time that I struggle thinking about another kid.
Mhm.
Something that I saw a video that I really liked the way this lady put it, and she said, for those moms who are